Most people would agree that a nation is effective because of its leaders, but great because of its citizens. Why is that? Well, it's simply because the potential of a nation is actually contained in its citizens rather than in its leaders. That means that leaders must harness that potential in order to make a nation great. But they can only accomplish that if citizens are willing. This implies that citizens have some sort of responsibility in terms of making their nation great. But what is that responsibility? Some would say that it's to comply with their nation's leaders. Others would say that it's a responsibility to stick to their guns, as it were. But I'd have to disagree on both accounts. If somebody truly loves their country, they should seek to love its citizens, first and foremost. Because 1, true love leads to blessings. 2, citizens are what make a country great. And caring for them is the only way to make a country greater. And 3, an addition to Lincoln's famous quote: a house divided against itself cannot stand, and a house devoid of love and passion will remain empty. We've all heard of the Golden Rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. This is based on a principle called reciprocal altruism, which states that when people do good to others in a society, they are more likely to have good done to them. The more good people have done to them, the more likely they will be to keep doing good. That is because they will want to increase their output of good so as to increase their intake. It's pretty obvious how love makes a country better in this sense. If you love someone, you will give them liberties and freedoms. And if you truly love someone, you will foster their imagination, their creativity, their drive, and most importantly, you will foster their passion. Citizens make a country great, and caring for them is the only way to make a country greater. In the beginning of this speech, I mentioned that the fact that the potential of a nation is contained in its citizens, rather than in its leaders. Now picture this. If a child has an incredible amount of potential in, say, art, wouldn't you help that potential to flourish? Instead of demanding that they ignore art and do something more quote-unquote useful, you would focus on helping that gleam in their eye to become a brilliant ray of light, would you not? Now imagine that that child is a nation, your nation. Should you center yourself on its citizens or on its leaders? Simple. You should center yourself on where the potential is, rather than where you would like it to be. Finally, my new maxim. A house devoid of love and passion will remain empty. Think about it. A nation without love and passion is doomed. There will be no drive, no purpose, no hope, no happiness, merely desolation and stagnation. Take again the analogy of a child. If you take away a child's passion, their love, what do they grow to become? I'll let you decide for yourself, because I'm no expert on child psychology. But I can tell you this. A nation devoid of love and passion faces the same exact fate as that child. We all have an inherent responsibility to our nation. Mine, obviously, is to America. This responsibility is to love our nation's citizens unconditionally, because true love leads to blessings. True love promotes the great potential that resides in a nation's citizens. True love prevents a house from becoming empty and desolate. When I talk about my responsibility to America, a specific biblical story comes to mind. And regardless of whether or not you believe in him, Jesus illustrates our responsibility as citizens better than I could ever dream of. So if you take anything at all away from this speech today, I want it to be this. When Jesus asked Peter if he loved him, Peter replied, "Yea, Lord." Looking Peter dead in the eye, Jesus responded, "Feed my sheep." This is our true responsibility to our nation, to America. To love unconditionally. To realize the potential of our fellow citizens. In short, if we love this everlasting land of the free, we must feed its sheep.